Hey,
Hello again.
hello again. I was like, is he gonna remember
Of
me?
course, from when we did the Midnight Mass together.
Yes, we did, and
And
you
we
shared
did the red
my
carpet on the
yeah, and you shared it.
Tribeca.
Yes, everybody was like, she's so short and he's so tall.
Yeah, we were a bit stacked. Mm.
But it's so great to see you again. And I'm excited to go even deeper with you into Next Exit. Kristen Maldonado here, and welcome to the season 3 finale of Pop Culture Planet, where we cover the world of entertainment while also shining a light on representation and inclusion. This week we have a repeat guest, someone we love to chat with on the show, Rahul Kohli, who you might know best from iZombie, The Haunting of Bly Manor, Midnight Mass. He is just so much fun to chat with and such a talented actor. And we are discussing his new existential film, Next Exit, as well as his experience working with the rising stars of the Midnight Club, the pressure that comes with having to represent for everyone, and also why he loves working with Mike Flanagan. I hope you guys enjoy the conversation, and we'll be back for season 4 in the new year. This film really goes deep. We see your character facing inner demons, the ghosts of your past, if you will, and contemplating, like, why are we here? Would the world be a better place without us? Those are really heavy themes, but also really relatable, especially in kind of the chaotic world we're in right now.
Mm.
So I was wondering, like, how you kind of got into that mindset, and do you ever deal with issues like that on your own, and how do you kind of get through that?
I don't ask those questions of myself, probably because of my belief system. I'm an atheist, so I don't question why we're here. It's all a beautiful, beautiful kind of chaotic mess. This is your little snapshot. This is your kind of vacation, and then the rest is nothingness. So I don't ask those questions of myself. But yeah, I know that a lot of people have been doing a lot of soul searching for the last few years. It does feel, it's without sounding dramatic, and I'm only 37, but I don't remember a time worse than this. It really does feel like the end of days. It feels like the world's gone to shit. But I'm a dumb actor, and I don't want to even pretend to give some sort of thoughtful, insightful bullshit thing that a lot of my people in my industry do. But all I can say is that, when times are down, it really inspires wonderful art. So that we've got that to look forward to.
I'm curious how you kind of came into looking at this role, and kind of the whole journey that your character is going on.
I can't talk about Next Exit without talking about Midnight Mass. Midnight Mass played very heavily into Next Exit. I was working on it. I was getting to the end of Mass. I think we were approaching the last kind of block. And Mike Flanagan had sent me Marley's script to read, and so did Rose McIver, and so did my manager Kimberlin. I got it 3 ways, and I still wouldn't read it because we're in the middle of shooting, and it was we just made a show, one of the first shows to ever. We were the first in COVID, and it required being bubbled. It required being away from home for however long. And so the last thing I wanted to think about was work. But Mike asked me again. He was like, hey, look, if you're going to pass, this is, Marley's a good friend of mine, have a look or not. I sat down with the material and I was like, oh, this is really good. I really like the premise. It's a damn shame because I'm not going to do it, because I'd only have 10 days off. That was it. I knew their shoot date, that they were going to do this road trip from Albuquerque or Kansas City all the way to California. To me, it sounded like the worst thing in the world when you've just been filming while filming. But as Sheriff Hassan, I was kind of playing a character that was very, very kind of stoic and rigid and required a ton of prep. And I had to learn, Arabic and Islamic prayers. And I was speaking an American accent, and I was playing this much older dude, very reserved, trying real hard not to let his emotions show. And Teddy looked like a vacation from that. Teddy was fast talking, and he's a motor mouth, and it was originally an American, but I asked to just use my natural accent, otherwise I wasn't interested. And Marley was like, yeah, we can do that, just so I could be free, because so much prep had to go into mass that this job was a real exercise in being through with the material and really kind of just being present and not having to over rehearse. And Marley then moved production so that I got 3 weeks off, not 10 days. And I was like, I'm in. So that was the reason.
Oh, wow. That's a great story. And I love that, as much as you were like, I don't know about this, everyone was kind of coming at you with this script. It was
were,
really
yeah.
kind of like, let's do this.
Yeah, I got triangulated on, they sent my industry sister Rose. She's like my little industry sister, little sister. And then my manager who's like my mum. And then Mike, who's been like my dad, big brother, boss, whatever. Anyway, but yeah.
The whole family coming together.
Marley got me for sure.
Did you have any like favorite or even more challenging moments in Next Exit?
I didn't. I'm not going to make up, because I got asked that before, like what were the challenges? And I was like, there wasn't any. I had a laugh. Like I just showed up. I asked for no makeup. So I just think I had powder for shine. I didn't want my hair done. I always wanted Teddy to have just bedhead. So I didn't do anything to my beard. I wore the same costume I asked for, just a change of t-shirts, and the t-shirts are all failed business ventures of Teddy. So it was a real easy. I'd wake up, have a shower. I'd have the costume in my room from the night before. I'd slip on some sweats and go stand outside a motel, and we'd be shooting at the motel.
Oh, nice. So you were comfortable.
Oh, I was super comfortable the whole time. And then when we were in the car under the seat, I had snacks and because I had been working out for mass, and trying to stay fit for the sheriff. Once we wrapped, normally I'd go on like this big food binge, and Teddy was going on a food binge. So all that pancake eating, I was doing it non-stop. Like I put on so much weight filming Next Exit because it was like a vacation stroke job.
Now I gotta talk to you a little bit about the Midnight Club.
Yeah.
Because you made a cameo in one of the episodes opposite Sarian Sepkoda, and he was making his acting debut. And I spoke with him at New York Comic Con, and he was like, he gave me a whole spiel about how incredible it was to work with you.
And I looked up to him like beforehand. I loved him in that. And yeah, he just everything but even better. And acting like a big brother, very supportive and like it's very intimidating because I could tell. Like he was like, dude, chill. I'm just a guy. Yeah, it's great.
And just how you were like a big brother and really a hand to hold for him. And I'd love to hear your experience, kind of, just being that sort of inspiration for young rising actors. And especially young South Asian actors kind of coming into the entertainment industry, and just what your experience was like working with him on the show.
Sorian is he makes me very excited for the industry. He has it in spades. You guys only saw me on camera at 28 years old, which was iZombie. There was no way I could do what Soren was doing at 20, 21, 22. This is an immensely talented actor. He's a really funny dude, and I never felt like a big brother to him. That came later, I think. He felt like just a colleague, like an actor holding his space. He didn't need his hand held. He didn't need to know what this meant or that meant or any of that stuff. The only time it became kind of brotherly was Usher. That's his second show, and we've spoken about, I've talked to him about interviews and junkets and being South Asian, and if you don't want to fucking talk about your race, then talk about it. Don't let anyone dictate what you do. Don't let people get sound bites. Don't feel the pressure of representing billions. They put that on you. Worry about yourself. I'm just trying to remind him, because I felt that all of a sudden, just because I'm on TV for 5 minutes, I'm now, I represent this people's, and it's big, and it's sometimes a big weight to put on your shoulders. Like, yeah, you are out there and you are representing people, and people do see themselves in you. Great, but I don't have to take that in. I'm still my own person, and I'm not going to allow that to dictate how I feel about stuff. That's passive. And I felt that, like, because I didn't have media training, I just was in iZombie, and then all of a sudden it was like, hey, we're from, you know, this magazine or this. What's it like being Indian? And I'd feel compelled to like have some sort of like you know, inspiring, thoughtful answer. And I wish someone had said, don't worry about it. Don't have to answer it. It's what, who cares? You don't all of a sudden have to become a politician. You don't always of a sudden have to be flying the flag. You can be yourself, be respectful. I understand that, you know, and I think that for Saurian, I don't know how he feels. It's personal to him. You know, it's how we feel about our heritage and what we represent. It's very personal to us. And I wanted him to know that it's okay, whatever his stance on it is. If he does want to be, you know, really want to fly the flag, and, you know, if Netflix want to do like we want to interview you on one of our sister, you know, ethnically orientated social media channels, it's okay to say no. It's all right. If you don't feel comfortable with it, if you don't want to do that, say no. And you know, I struggled at 28, and he's a kid, but I'm protective of him like that. I'm protective of him when it comes to social media, interviews, representation, that stuff. But not as an actor. He doesn't need any help. He's fantastic.
I love that you guys have grown to have such a strong bond, because he just could not stop raving about what incredible opportunity it was to work with you. And you mentioned the Fall of the House of Usher that's coming up next year. This is going to be your 4th consecutive series with Mike Flanagan. You're a real strong member of that Flaniverse. We love to see it. What is it about working with him on these projects that's just like a no-brainer to be a part of?
I like him. I don't know. It's really simple. Like, I really enjoy being in his company. I am very fond of him. I feel that warmth back from Mike. For me, makes projects that are, he's straying into being my friend. And it's weird to say this, but like, I feel like my friends' scripts and projects are far more interesting than some of the stuff that I've been sent. And I'm like, oh, but my mate wants me to do this one, and look at this, and look at this character. But I mean, I'm always interested in a Flanagan project. I'm always interested in working with him as an actor, and him being my director or my producer. Sometimes he doesn't direct me, obviously, but at its like core, at its most simple, he's a friend. He's someone I trust. He's someone I'm very fond of, and he's part of my LA family. When I am away traveling and I come home, I do check in with Mike and Kate. I'm like, what are they up to? I want to see him. So it's that really. I'm very fond of him.
I love that. You guys make amazing work. I want to thank you so much for your time, and it's great seeing you again. And I'm just, so excited to see all the projects that you're working on.
Thank you. Thank you for all your support. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
It was such a joy to have Rahul on the show again, so thank you to him for joining me. And you can watch the video podcast at youtube.com/kmaldo, listen to the audio version on your favorite podcast listening platforms, and get even more insight at our news outlet, popcultureplanet.net. Keep up with the podcast by following me pretty much everywhere at Kmaldo, Kaymaldo, or the show at popcultplanet. You can also support the podcast with your very own merch at teespring.com/stores/Kmaldo. And if you like the episode, consider subscribing so you know when a new one is posted. Rate and review this podcast and share with your fellow pop culture lovers. Thanks for listening. It's been a blast, and I'll catch you in the latest episode. Consider subscribing if you like my videos, and if you want to talk more TV and movies with me outside of the comments section, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/Kmaldo. If you like this one, you can check out more of my videos right over here. See ya!